What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Lots of traffic going on outside the window, so just bear with me. There's going to be some outside noise in this one. Unfortunately, this is a very long overdue collection update video. This is a stack of CDs that I picked up from Adirondack Black Mass quite some time ago, and I've been kind of simmering on these albums. They've been in constant rotation in my plays, and I finally gathered them all back together, and I was like, you know what, it's time to do this video. I've put it off long enough. I'm always behind, it feels like, and this was a chance that I had to jump up here, do some recording, and this definitely contains some stuff that I haven't seen shown around. I haven't seen just showcased just too terribly much. Some of this stuff I have, but some of this it feels like people all kind of overlooked. So hopefully I can kind of shine a light on some of this stuff and share it around and maybe open up some of your eyes to something you may have missed along the way. I'm just going to jump into it and show you guys what I got. The first one was not with this order. It is an Adirondack Black Mass release. I ordered it on Bandcamp, so I'll show it first, and then I'll show everything else that was in the rest of the order. First up, this is a solo project out of Spain. This is a project called Exhumation. The name of the EP is Twilight of the Funebre Night. This is a blackened death metal / funeral doom metal hybrid project, if that makes any kind of logical sense to you. It works. It definitely works. It's 3 tracks, clocks in just over 27 minutes, but you know, anytime something has that funeral doom genre tag on it, you're going to have some elongated tracks going on. This is no different. 3 tracks, just under 30 minutes. It teeters on that where it could have been a full length. The project also released a full length last year as well. This came out in 2022, and then a full length in 2022 entitled A Chance of Impiety and Misery also came out last year, and that was a pretty solid release as well. This one was released under the Adirondack Black Mass banner, so I had to snag it on Bandcamp. I do enjoy it. The vocals a little different than what you would expect from something that has a funeral doom genre tag. I think the kind of black and death portion of the influence of the material kind of lends itself to the vocals a little bit more, but I do like it. A lot of originality and some good ideas going on this release, and definitely I think this will be right up some of your alley, so definitely check that one out. Next up, a band that I have not really followed since 2014, and I have to thank Devin over at Maze of Torment over on his channel. If you're not following Devin, definitely go check his channel out and subscribe. I think a lot of you that follow this channel probably already keep up with him, but if you don't, I think a lot of you will enjoy his content. You will probably like a lot of his stuff more than mine. He has a killer collection. His vinyl collection is out of this world. I'll link his channel up in the description, and you guys can go check his channel out if you feel led to do so. But he talked very highly about this release in his end of the year and his album of the year video, and I had not followed this band in quite some time. I think the last album of theirs that I really just spent some time with came out all the way back almost 10 years ago. It was in 2014, their Deathless album, but this is Revocation with Netherheaven, and he talked so highly of this release. I was like, you know what, I have to go give it a listen and see what it's all about, and I was blown away by this. So Devin, I appreciate you kind of reopening my eyes to Revocation. Most of you, if you're watching this, I know you know who Revocation are, kind of technical, thrashy death metal, and the production value on this release. I mean, anytime you have something coming out on this, you know, through Metal Blade Records and a band that has this kind of namesake, you know, the production value is going to be there. But the production quality on this is absolutely flawless, and it's just a killer release. I think I've missed 2 other full lengths since that Deathless album came out in 2014, so this one definitely has me wanting to go and kind of revisit those and spend some time with some older Revocation stuff as well, because I was blown away by this. So definitely go check out Devin's channel. He's always showcasing stuff that you will really enjoy, so I was glad to add that one into the collection and kind of have a rekindled fire for Revocation. Next up, we have a Mexican death metal project that this album gets better every single time I listen to it. I keep on, it's so funny when I listen to it. I was like, man, I can't believe this is this good. And I'm blown away by it. And then I listen to some other stuff. And then when I throw it back in, it's like that same feeling all over again. This is a release. Had I got my hands on it last year and listened to it, I'm pretty sure it would have been in my album of the year list. The band that I'm talking about is Cathartic, and this is their debut full length off of Awakening Records entitled Through the Abysmal Gates of Subconscious. This is has, I guess, doomy old school death metal, but it has that Scandinavian kind of melodic death metal feel going on this. It is so good. The guitar and drums, the way they're synced together throughout they're just performed expertly. These guys, it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm always plugging my Instagram, but I share stuff from the Cathartic all the time on Instagram because it's a band that I've really just kind of fallen in love with through some of their demo and EP materials. And then they put this full length out, and this just like surpasses everything else that they've done. As far as a debut full length goes, this is absolutely flawless. So definitely check out Cathartic if you have not done so. There's some killer death metal. That South American death metal scene is just out of this world right now. Next up, we have a Black and Death solo project out of Kansas. This is Thaumaturgy with Tenebrous Oblations. Yeah, I knew I was going to have to read that off that CD case. This is a very early release from this year in 2023. This is kind of cavernous black and death metal. It has that cavernous, like, doomy death feel going on, and then it has some blackened elements, some very evil sounding blackened elements going on this. One thing that I will say about Thaumaturgy is the fact that it's a solo project is a bit mind-boggling just for some of the ideas. The thought that he was able to come up with all of these ideas and perform them completely by himself is just a testament to how talented the person behind this project is. It has these heavy riffs that almost become like ritualistic in nature. It's almost like a hypnotizing release at some points, but I definitely dig this. Another just killer debut full length, and this one was released under the Adirondack Black Mess banner. Next up, I've been finding a lot. I was just talking about South American death metal, the death metal scene and metal scene in South America. I've been finding so many projects from Mexico, from Chile, and this is another one of those projects. This is the Chilean death metal band Skullpture with their 2023 EP entitled A Horrifying Death. I love Skullpture. This is a band that I've recently just started getting into, and they haven't been around just terribly long, but everything that I've heard from them so far, I've enjoyed. They have this kind of late 90s death metal feel going on. This EP in particular, I feel like it has like these infectious Vader, like thrashy, infectious Vader style licks going on. And there is a huge deicide influence going on. So much so that they have the Kill the Christian cover from Deicide on the EP as well. It's just this, they're able to, all right, the best way I know to explain this, late 90s was like my heyday. Late 90s, early 2000s death metal was when I was first getting into death metal. So maybe I'm a little bit biased on that, but there was this act like that. There was this kind of gift that a lot of those early 2000s and late 90s death metal bands were able to do. They were able to make their music sound just incredibly evil, and Skullpture is able to catch that that sound, that magic that those bands were able to create back then. I don't know if it's just because they're such big fans of the music that they're doing, that they're able to kind of reanimate some of those feelings within me in their music. But I absolutely love what Skullpture's doing. Definitely check this one out if you have not done so. Changing gears completely, let's do a complete 180. I was talking about stuff that just sounded evil and demonic, and now you have something that sounds absolutely beautiful to me. This is Erensyrah. I probably butchered that with Her Ghost is a Skygazer. This is black gaze music. It has some very few atmospheric black metal like sprinkles kind of in within this, but if you're going to go into black, it kind of leans more into like a post black metal and definitely black gaze. I read a review on this at one point that said that it was beautiful songs for dark minds, and I wish I could remember where I read that or who I read gave that review so I could give them credit for that, because it fits this album or this EP absolutely perfectly. It's very beautiful music. It very moody. Yeah, I can put this in and just kind of get lost in it. I wish it was longer so I could let it play longer, but I could just put the EP on repeat and just absolutely get lost in this. It definitely is a like calming, beautiful experience listening to this. Next up, more death metal out of Chile. This is the debut EP from the band Resilient with The Art of Resilience. This is one that I've seen kind of shared around a little bit. I've seen a lot of different versions of this, physical versions of this on different labels and so forth. I've seen tapes. I've seen at least a couple different CD versions of this. This is the Diabolical Summoning particular, I guess, CD release that came out in 2021. I'm going to think is when this came out. Very thrashy style of old school death metal. It's 6 tracks long, but the first track is just an intro, and it clocks in about, I think, like 24 minutes total on the EP. But it's just kind of a relentless, thrashy, old school death metal EP. I mean, it's good stuff. I definitely enjoyed it. And definitely it warrants multiple listens. So next up, one that I'm kind of mad that I took so long to pick up. I knew that this was going to be good. The little snippets and pieces that I heard leading up to me purchasing this were good, but the album as a whole is an absolute masterpiece. This is the 2021 release from the band Alda. This is Cascadian atmospheric black metal out of the state of Washington. I know you think of when you think of Cascadian black metal, atmospheric black metal, like Wolves in the Throne Room is the one that directly comes to mind. With this release from Alda, it's entitled A Distant Fire. I'm not sure if I've said that. They absolutely hold their own with anything that Wolves in the Throne Room is doing or has done. This is the absolute masterpiece. Alda was a band that I kind of got acquainted with back in 2015, I think it was, when they released Passage through Bindrune Recordings. And I really liked that album, but the step up that they were able to take from that 2015 release to this 2021 release is just, it's insane how they were able to take that step and release something like this. It's just a perfect blend of this kind of melancholic folk metal fused with atmospheric black metal. Just absolutely nearly perfect release. I have nothing negative to say about this release from Alda whatsoever, except for the fact that it took me so long to pick this one up. Changing gears, I like doing the complete 180s because you have something like that and then something just so sophomoric and goofy. But this is another one that I've been meaning to pick up for quite some time, and this is the latest release from Party Cannon entitled Volumes of Vomit. This is a 44-minute slamming brutal death metal, just a noisy slam fest. You're not gonna Despite having all those tracks listed on the back there, you're not going to have one particular standout track that you're going to name and be like, hey, that's the one I want to listen to on repeat. It's just a 44-minute wall of noise that is just going to pummel you to absolute death. It's fun. It has its funny moments. It is what it is. Either something like this is something that you really like, or it's something that you're absolutely going to hate. There's usually not a lot of middle ground with this, but like, I have a goofy smile just looking at all of that. At some point, I'm going to get myself a Party Cannon t-shirt as well. I look at the long sleeves all the time, and I just don't pull the trigger. I don't know why I haven't done so yet, but at the same time, this release came out in January of last year, and I'm just now putting it in the collection, so no telling when it'll be before I grab a t-shirt. Next one, a release that I saw shared around just a tiny bit when it came out, but it didn't seem to really gain the traction from people that I expected it to. Let me take a swig of water real quick. Especially with the members that comprise this project, I thought that I was going to see a lot more people getting into this than what I actually did. I'm going to probably butcher the band name. This is Lykotonon with Promethean Pathology. This features members of Blood Incantation, Stormkeep, and Wayfarer, and they've come together to make this kind of avant-garde black and death metal project. It can be a little pretentious, but I think especially the members of Blood Incantation that are a part of this release, they thrive on this on this avant-garde style stuff. I mean, with like Stormkeep, you have like the dungeon synth passages built into the music, and with Wayfarer, you have the atmospheric. And even with Blood Incantation and their style of death metal, you have the heavy atmospheres that they're able to create, and they're so good at what they do. Yes, it can come off as a little pretentious. I do get that, but this is absolutely amazing. I like this so much, and I don't understand why it really just didn't catch the attention from a lot of people that I think it really deserved. Good stuff. The guys are experts at what they do. Do they listen to this type stuff when they're not making the music? I don't know. That's one of those things. I'm not sure if they're fans of the style of music that they like to create. At some level, yes, they have to be, but there's so many different influences that go into each one of those projects that they have just such a diverse I guess their taste are so all over the place that they're able to create this original sounding stuff, and this is one of those that just a phenomenal release. I hope they get together and do some more stuff under this Lykotonon banner sometime in the future, because I did enjoy that one. That came out, I think, towards the end of last year. Next up, a debut full-length from a French death metal band, and it also their swan song. Unfortunately, the band split up a little bit after putting this out, which is unfortunate because they had a lot of EPs and splits and demos leading up to this full-length, and this was kind of the culmination, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And then the band split up, but that's just kind of the way of the world sometimes. We have Cadaveric Fumes with Echoing Chambers of Soul. This was released on Blood Harvest Records, came out in 2021. Yeah, it's their only full length, and it's so good. It's like I get mad knowing that this band will not be putting out more material. It's cavernous death metal the way that cavernous death metal it should absolutely sound. That's the only way that I know to put it. The whole aesthetic of this band, it just fits. Not a whole lot going on there on the back, but the artwork, the band name, the album title, it all works with the music. I mean, that's exactly the feeling that you're getting. It's just this cavernous, suffocating, just heavy, oppressive death metal, and I hate the fact that I will never get anything else from Cadaveric Fumes. Next up, we have some Death Grind. This is a demo that came out in 2021. This was released through Extremely Rotten Productions. It's only about 10 minutes long, So the fact that I spent money on 10 minutes, a 10-minute demo, should like open your eyes to the fact that this is really, really good. This is Necropsy Odor with their debut demo entitled Tales from the Tepid Cavity. This is death grind slash, I mean, it definitely goes into the gore grind realm. It's nasty, vomit-inducing stuff, but it is so good. It's filthy. It's absolutely filthy. But I can't scream the praises of this. If something's gonna make me barf, I want it to be something like this. So definitely check out Necropsy Odor if you haven't done so. It's only, I think it's like right under 10 minutes for the 6 tracks that are on the album, on the demo there, but it is 10 minutes very well spent. Definitely worth your time checking that out. And then we're going to wrap this video up with one of the most consistent bands, I'd say, outside of maybe Obituary, bands that are death metal bands that are still pumping out material. This is a band that's just super consistent. This is Jungle Rot with their newest full length entitled A Call to Arms. This was released last year through Unique Leader Records. If you're a fan of Jungle Rot, you know exactly what you're getting with this. The vocals for Jungle Rot, some people, I guess they can be a bit of an acquired taste. I sold pretty much all of my Jungle Rot material when I was getting money together to purchase this house, and I'm kicking myself for it now. I'm missing a lot of that material. I think this will be the first step of me going back and hunting down Jungle Rot stuff and adding it back to the collection, because this kind of rekindled that fire, kind of like the Revocation album did earlier. I listened to this Jungle Rot, and then I just started kicking myself for moving stuff out of the collection that I wish I hadn't done so. But definitely, I mean, now that I'm in the house, I guess buying a house was worth it. It was worth the sacrifice and having this recording space. But yeah, Jungle Rot, consistent, good stuff. Is it their best album? No. Are they reinventing the wheel in any way whatsoever? Absolutely not. Is it worth your time listening to? Absolutely. They do it well, and they're just masters at their craft. So gotta love some Jungle Rot there. I'm going to link up the Adirondack Black Mass web shop in the description. Their distro is packed full of stuff. They have their label releases on there as well as distro releases, as you can see, because I have stuff from all over that I purchased on that site. I'm going to take the time to go down in the description and find Bandcamps or something for each one of these releases and list them in the order that I showed them. That way, because some of them I know I probably mispronounced the band name or something along the way. That way, if you want to check it out, it is down there at your disposal to check out on your own. I'm going to link up the Devin's YouTube channel as well, Maze of Torment. Definitely go check his channel out, and if you like what he's doing over there, give him some support and subscribe. That's all I've got for today. I will try to get one more video up this week, and then I know Sunday we'll have the CD collection video, but I like having at least 1 or 2 videos between each CD collection video. So we will try to get one more in this week, but in the chance that I don't, we will at least have the CD collection on Sunday. Hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Stay classy, stay metal, and I'll see you all very soon, I promise.